Iran says there will be no deal and tried to bomb one of our boats and the boats of a French person. Trump said there will be no Iran. And then Iran said, okay, let's make a deal. It's pretty diabolical stuff. Insane things happening today. And that's why you get the deep dives on all the things here on the channel. From geopolitics to woke woman downfalls. It's all here. Definitely subscribe. The Donald made the following tweet. Today, an Iranian-flagged cargo ship named Touska, nearly 900 feet long and weighing almost as much as an aircraft carrier, tried to get past our naval blockade, and it did not go well for them. Why? The U.S. Navy-guided missile destroyer USS Spruance intercepted the Touska on the Gulf of Oman and gave them fair warning to stop. The Iranian crew refused to listen, so our Navy ship stopped them right in their tracks by blowing a hole in their engine room. Right now, U.S. Marines have custody of the vessel. The Touska is under U.S. Treasury sanctions because of their prior history of illegal activities. You know, they're terrorists. We will have full custody of the ship and are seeing what's on board. President Donald J. Trump. This is what we call FAFO. Under the current blockade over Iran, which is more devastating to Iran than the actual bombing, which is pretty diabolical, they are losing around $400 to $500 million a day by the fact that they can't export any oil. The Strait of Hormuz, which every internet dipshit on the planet was talking about how, oh my god, I can't believe Trump didn't figure out that they were going to close the Strait of Hormuz. Trump has been totally outplayed. Well, the Strait of Hormuz is open to literally everyone except for Iran, who is gargling in their own blood, slowly dying a very painful and entertaining death. They tried to get something past the blockade because that's their only lifeline, and well, let's just say Donald Trump was not Donald bluffing. All right, as you can see, this is a video of U.S. forces firing into an Iranian-flagged vessel after it violated a maritime blockade on the Arabian Sea. All right, a lot of people are like, oh, why does Trump have the right to do this? Who's going to stop him? Who's gonna stop him? That's right. That's why he has the right to do it. Under international law, which just basically means whatever the fuck Donald Trump wants to do, this is perfectly valid. You can see, there it is. There's a little ship. It's doing its thing. A little bit of smoke coming out.
Motor vessel Touska. Motor vessel Touska. Vacate your engine room. Vacate your engine room.
Oh, that was nice.
We're prepared to subject you to disabling fire.
Hey, guys. Leave the engine room or it will get ugly. We gave them advance warning. And where's the kaboom? Damn. Yeah, and disabling fire happened, and kaboom, and that's it, and we took the ship, and it's ours now. That's just how it works. I know people are saying, but you can't just take things that other people, and yes, you can actually just take things that other people have, but that's called stealing. It says in the Bible, that I don't believe in at all, because I'm a atheist, thou shalt not steal. Well, it also says in the Bible that you capture your enemy's shit after defeating them in war. Yep, and that's just how the world works, whether you like it or not, unfortunately. Every woke Jew and fake Christian on the planet loves trying to abuse and mutilate your own ideologies against you. Well, all you have to do is understand your faith better than they do, which isn't very hard. Joshua 8:2, you shall do to Ai and its king as you did to Jericho and its king, except that you may carry off their plunder and livestock for yourselves. Set an ambush behind the city. Joshua 11:14. The Israelites took for themselves all the plunder and the livestock of these cities, but all the people they put to the sword until they completely destroyed them. They left no survivors. All right, because the war doctrine of the Bible, as it states in Deuteronomy 20:10, when you march up a city to attack, make its people an offer of peace. If they accept and open their gates, all the people in it shall be subject to forced labor and shall work for you. If they refuse to make peace and they engage you in battle, lay siege to the city. When the Lord your God delivers it into your hand, put to the sword all the men in it. As for the women, the children, the livestock, and everything else in the city, you may take these as plunder for yourselves. What I'm trying to say is, don't let them manipulate you with empathy and bullshit. I feel like there's a huge op from illiterate retards around the world trying to explain to you how actually it's totally not valid to defeat your enemies in war. And they try to hit you with all these moral soliloquies. The reality is, when you go to war with the enemies, you go to war to win. I'm not saying it's good to always be going to war and shit, but if the war starts, you win. That's how it works. And you win by either them dying or them surrendering. Those are the two options. Iran could have avoided this war. All they needed to do was not be committing acts of terrorism for the last 47 years, trying to assassinate the president of the United States multiple times, and try to develop nuclear weapons to obliterate us. And yes, there's new evidence that they were actually building nukes. They could have avoided it. They didn't, and now they're going to either die or surrender, and there's no option in between. All right, just in, Iran launches drone attack towards U.S. military ships. Huge mistake trying to touch a U.S. military ship. Iran, the vessel struck by the U.S. forces traveling from China to Iran. Remember when all the retards were saying, "Oh my God, Trump would never mess with China"? Well, yeah, anyway, that didn't age very well at all. An Iranian factory linked to Iran's shipbuilding and industry reportedly went up in smoke. The cause is unclear. No one knows. There's a ceasefire. It wasn't us. What are you talking about? Who knows? Who knows who did this? I don't, that's for sure. Every libtard on the planet. But Obama made a deal. The Iranians pinky promised they weren't going to build a bomb. Now, here's the craziest part. The Democrats, the actual people in power, the Congress people, the retards, etc., they are still, to this day, trying to lie about the fact that Iran is actually trying to build nuclear weapons.
You need to get Iran back to the place that they agreed to in 2015-16.
But they fucking lied, Baldo. Like, so this is the Democrat position. It's like, oh, we just need to make them pinky promise. And we already had that under Obungus. President Barunkus Hussein Obungus already got them to pinky promise. Trump fucked it all up, didn't he?
That they would never seek to acquire, develop nuclear weapons.
Except they lied.
Agreed to that, Donald.
Oh, they agreed. That's nice, but they lied. They had highly enriched uranium.
Trump tore that up. You need to...
Oh, Trump tore it up. Yeah, but they lied. So that's the craziest part. So this is a senator who's just openly lying on the mainstream media to essentially convince people that Iran never tried to lie or build a nuke. Here we have Nick Fuentes. I always find this shit so unbelievable. When Charlie Kirk died, Trump said he doesn't love his enemies, he hates them. On Easter, Trump didn't celebrate the resurrection, but threatened a genocide, which, by the way, made them surrender and make a peace deal. So, just saying. Now Trump compares himself to Jesus Christ and declared war on the church. Right? He never declared war on the church. He is the Antichrist in league with Israel. Now, I love these, personally. I love these tweets. I think they're always very funny. Hitler didn't go far enough to gas the Jews violently and grind all brown people into a fine paste, burning them alive in an active volcano and consuming their charred flesh. 1488 Sig Heil Groiper, when Trump is a meanie online. See, I always find it the funniest thing in the world. You have all these, like, Hitler-hailing guys on the internet being like, oh, Hitler was so fucking cool. Trump made a mean tweet. It's like, you can't even take this shit seriously. Iran rejects participating in a second round of peace talks with the United States. And then we bombed their ship, and then they agreed. UAE official says over 90% of Iran's targets were civilian infrastructure. Yes, we know, they're terrorists. A French ship was damaged by warning shots in the Strait of Hormuz. Oh, well, that sucks for you guys, I guess. Damn, that really sucks. And the craziest part is, one of Iran's large homies over there in the Middle East is Hezbollah, an Iranian-backed terror cell operating in Lebanon. And here we have Antonio Guterres, complete fucking retard in the UN. I strongly condemn Saturday's attack on the UN French person, during which one French peacekeeper was killed and another 3 was injured. Who killed him? Saturday? I condemn Saturday's attack. Damn it, Saturday. I can't believe you killed that French peacemaker. I extend my deepest condolences to the family, the friends, the colleagues, the fallen peacekeeper, blah, 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 yada, yada. This is the 3rd incident in recent weeks. Deaths of peacekeepers. Who's killing them? Who's killing them, bro? These attacks must stop. All actors must, whatever. And then he even edited. This is after editing the tweet. After editing the tweet, as you can see, this says 600,000 likes and 1,000 likes. 600, 100, like, that's really bad. That's a bad ratio. 600,000 views, 1,000 likes. And the reality is because Hezbollah killed them, the terrorists, except the UN is pro-Islamic terror. So the UN is actually running defense for Hezbollah. All right? Guterres is pathologically incapable of saying Hezbollah. He can't admit it exists because that means 2 things. 1, the UN failed, right? Because there's actual terrorist organizations wandering around. And 2, Israel has a reason to fight in Lebanon. You know, because of Hezbollah. So therefore, when you have a French guy, a French peacekeeper, and it's honestly sad, tragic that this guy was killed by a terrorist, all right? And then the actual government can't even find it within themselves, like the UN and all these people that supposedly care about this shit, right? They can't even find it within themselves to name the perpetrator, you know, the terrorist organization that killed him. At this point, omitting Hezbollah is an oversight, it's policy. Mind-boggling how Antonio Guterres can post about a Hezbollah terror attack in Lebanon without mentioning its perpetrator. It's like reviewing Jaws and not mentioning sharks. It's insane. Now, you thought that was bad. Well, don't worry. Chief faggot extraordinaire, gay retard, Emmanuel Macron decided to show up. President of France. Sergeant Chef Florian Montoya of the 17th Parachute Engineer Regiment from Montalban fell this morning in southern Lebanon during an attack on UNIFIL. Very sad stuff, by the way. I'm reading it in his retard accent, but it's very sad. It's heartbreaking. 3 of his brothers in arms and wounded and have been evacuated. The nation bows with respect and support extends to their families, our soldiers and all military personnel engaged in peace in Lebanon. Everything suggests that the responsibility lies with Hezbollah. Yeah. The fucking terrorist organization. France demands the Lebanese authorities immediately arrest the perpetrators. It's a fucking terrorist organization. And take responsibility. What are we even doing? Like, these guys are so unbelievably pathetic. It's unreal how pathetic these guys are. This is an Iranian-backed terror organization that killed one of your people. You make this entire statement basically saying, man, I really hope Lebanon starts telling terrorists to stop doing terror attacks, even though they've been operating in their country for the last 40 years. And while he's doing this with one hand, with the other hand, he's condemning Trump for getting involved in some sort of conflict when an Iran-backed terrorist killed a French peacemaker. And the best part of it all is he doesn't do fucking anything about it. This entire tweet, I'm really sad this terrorist killed a guy. I'm gonna do fucking nothing, actually. Hezbollah killed a French soldier. France plans on doing nothing in response. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. But these people are like actual pussies. It's unreal. All right, now for those of you paying attention to how the terrorist regimes in the Middle East have been doing, all right, you know, remember how everyone was talking about how like there's a starvation in Gaza, and Gaza they're all starving. Well, the numbers are in, and since the start of the ceasefire, 600 trucks per day on average, 1.5 million plus tons of food, 650,000 plus tents, 70,000 tons of hygiene supplies, 12,000 tons of medical equipment, 6,500 trucks of winter supplies went into Gaza. There is no starvation. It was never a thing. There was never a genocide. And people, you need to literally shut the fuck up. It's like, it's unreal, right? They hate everything that America touches, or that Israel touches, because, I mean, everyone views Israel as an extension of American power. Now, the craziest part is 700 square kilometers have been taken from Hezbollah into Lebanon. As you can see, this is all Lebanon. This is the border between Lebanon and Israel. And as you can see, they took a couple of, they made a red line where they said, all right, we're taking this area now. All right, Hezbollah has been existing over here for a very long time. They've been shooting missiles into Israel for a very long time. And we're tired of this shit. So we're just taking this area. And to prove how unprecedented this is, Hezbollah agreed to a ceasefire anyway, because Trump was going to fucking kill all of them. And the Israeli military was doing a really good job cleaning them out. You know, the Lebanese government could have dealt with Hezbollah for the last 40 years, and they felt that they decided they didn't want to do that. That's a Lebanon problem. And you know that the reason why Hezbollah is backing down is because Trump is threatening Iran big time. So that just proves how unbelievable our winning is right now. Now, the IDF has been releasing Hezbollah body cam footage, revealing how the terrorist organization stages and films propaganda videos, which is crazy. It's crazy that they do this. It's actually wild. How they sit there, they're all prepared, they're ready to go, they do their whole thing, they get the camera crew there. All right, now scream Allahu Akbar as they take the children and they dress them in their terrorist outfits. All right, Syria released footage of them seizing and arresting Hezbollah operatives and their equipment. This is a whole new Middle East, and Trump is doing it through bombing a couple of retards in Iran. You got Syria out there. Syria disarming Hezbollah. Oh my God. Now, Hamas, another Iranian-backed terror organization, which everyone seems to have forgot existed, Hamas is currently trading rice and sugar for raping the widows of other Palestinians. That's right. They have a brand new policy. You want food? You must let us rape you now. It's, again, this is Hamas, terrorist organization. You'll remember them because Hassan Piker supports them. Literally, look at what's going on. This is the Daily Mail. This is like a left-wing news site. Gazan women break silence. Exclusive. Women living under Hamas rule describe how they are sexually abused by the terror group's fighters. They are literally gang raped in exchange for being given food. And as I already showed you, there is a fuck ton of food going into Gaza right now. All right, there is no starvation. All right, so all this food goes into Gaza. It gets grabbed by the terrorist organization, and then the terrorist organization only gives it to widows and women in general if they let themselves get gang raped in exchange. Like, this is the brutal bullshit that we need to be dealing with and we need to be lectured by. Right? These motherfuckers really want to morally lecture us. Apparently, there was an Iran-directed terror plot in Azerbaijan, which was just foiled as well. It's pretty wild watching it happen all the time. Like, again, the leftists are in the streets screaming that we're not allowed to be fighting Iran, and they are moral, and they're rooting for Iran. Well, let's see what Iran policy is.
This regime, these Islamists, they believe that if a woman is killed and she's a virgin, she goes to heaven. So what they do is they will gang rape her before they execute her. And it's just mind-boggling to me, this Elizabeth Banks sitting comfy in a little cushy couch on a podcast with her hair slicked back, talking about how could anyone vote for Donald Trump. Well,
yeah. Oh, Trump is such a bad guy. He's a war president. He's the Antichrist. He's so bad. He's so evil. He's bombing these innocent mullahs that gang rape women before executing them so they don't go to heaven. Like, what are we even doing here? Now, the truth of the matter is, Iran is in absolute shambles right now. You know, one day they say they're not willing to do a ceasefire, then we bomb one of their boats, and then the blockade actually works, and then, oh yeah, we would love a ceasefire, actually.
Well, the Iranian command and control and government is in absolute disarray because of the devastating attacks across its leadership.
But I was told that Iran was winning the war by a Pakistani.
You're right. You heard the Iranian foreign minister say it's open, and then the IRGC step in and say, no, it's closed. Regardless, it's the
like complete disarray.
The blockade, the U.S. Navy, and President Trump, who's ultimately deciding what gets in and out. So he has completely turned the tables on Iran's attempt to hold the entire world's economies hostage.
That's right. You want to block the Strait of Hormuz? Well, I'll blockade your blockade, motherfuckers. Even CNN forced to admit it, bro.
The United States produces more oil than we consume.
Oh my God. This is crazy. CNN, who, by the way, has been saying that Iran is winning the war the whole time.
Net exporter of oil to the world, and we're by far and away the world's largest net exporter of natural gas. We definitely want energy from everywhere we can get it. We're driving nuclear forward in the Trump administration. But in the last 20 years, the world spent $10 trillion on wind, solar, and batteries.
On green shit, on woke energy. And just like everything else woke, makes it go broke. It's just, it's trash.
It hasn't made it to 3% of global energy, and it's just...
We're spending trillions on woke bullshit, and it doesn't work. And now we drill, we have oil, we have Iran by the balls. We're absolutely dominating them, breaking. The White House declared a media lid at 3 p.m., which means something crazy is happening, and something crazy happens. Trump says Iran deal to be signed today in Pakistan. Again, who knows what actually happens, but what I do know is that these guys definitely want to make a deal. Because after Iran decided to fire a couple of bullets at our ships, remember when I told you, big mistake, never touch our boats? Never touch our boats. You know, they shot some French ships, they shot at our ships. Now, then they rejected peace talks. Well, Trump made this tweet. Iran decided to fire bullets yesterday in the Strait of Hormuz, a total violation of our ceasefire agreement. Iran firing bullets. It's so over, bro. It's so over. They touched our boats. Many of them were aimed at a French ship and a freighter for the United Kingdom. That wasn't nice, was it? Oh my God. Right, just to understand, like, we made a ceasefire with them. We won't bomb them. They won't bomb us. They shot a French guy, and Trump was like, whoa. It's not like Macron is going to do anything about it. Whoa, I'm here. I am here. That wasn't very nice. My representatives are going to Islamabad, Pakistan. They will be there tomorrow evening for negotiations. That's today. Iran recently announced that they were closing the strait, which is strange because our blockade already closed it. They're helping us without knowing, and they are the ones that lose with the closed passage. $500 million a day. The United States loses nothing. In fact, many ships are headed right now to the U.S., Texas, Louisiana, and Alaska to load up. Compliments to the IRGC, always wanting to be the tough guy. We're offering a very fair and reasonable deal, and I hope they take it, because if they don't, the United States is going to knock out every single power plant and every single bridge in Iran. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Oh my God. They'll come down fast, they'll come down easy, and if they don't take the deal, it will be my honor to do what has to be done, what should have been done to Iran by other presidents for the last 47 years. It's time for the Iran killing machine to end. President Donald J. Trump. That is huge. And now all of a sudden they want to make a deal. Like, look at these flip-flopping retards. It's honestly incredible. It's like these guys are so gutsy and ballsy when they're raping female prisoners before executing them. And then they shoot a bullet at a French ship. They figure nothing's going to happen, and then Trump drops this fucking nuke. Everyone's like, oh my God, is Trump threatening civilian infrastructure? Is Trump making a threat? Oh my God. Like, literally, these people scream death to America all the time. They're trying to develop nukes to kill us. Can you literally chill the fuck out? This is a tweet, for crying out loud. He made a tweet. Like, dude, this man makes a tweet and everyone's like, he's a war criminal. He made a tweet. Oh, the Iran rapists, terrorists, pedophile murderers that have massacred 40,000 of their own people? Whatever, that's cool, actually. We don't really mind. So this is massive. You know, a lot of people saying that Trump got into this war for Israel and stuff. Trump wanted to debunk that rumor. Israel never talked me into war with Iran. The results of October 7th added to my lifelong opinion that Iran could never have a nuclear weapon did. I watch and read the fake news, pundits and polls in total disbelief. 90% of what they say are lies and made up stories. And the polls are rigged, much as the 2020 presidential election was rigged. Just like the results in Venezuela, which the media doesn't like talking about. True, by the way. That was a magnanimous W. Remember when Tucker Carlson said, oh my God, Trump is attacking Venezuela? Venezuela? We're going to lose thousands of soldiers. I can't believe it. Right, well, that didn't happen, thank God. The results in Iran will be amazing, and if Iran's new leaders regime change are smart, Iran can have a great and prosperous future. I feel bad for Trump, man. I really do. This dude managed to survive getting vilified, almost killed, almost imprisoned, obliterated by leftists. And fake news over there. And then finally, he actually manages to win his next election. And now the fake news is coming from, like, the retards that are paid off by Pakistan and whatever other fucking shithole. Now, to be clear, I wouldn't consider this a regime change, personally. I think it's kind of still the same regime, even though it's technically different people. And while I definitely think Israel does gain advantage by the fact that this war is taking place, that's, I think, just because we have similar enemies. And I think this war was never about Israel. I think this war was ultimately about America. We have proof from libtard, like, retard audiences, 60 Minutes and shit like that, ABC, all right, the UN, they all admit that Iran had 60% enriched uranium. They all admit that Iran was attempting to build a nuclear weapon. They all admit that they tried to assassinate Trump multiple times and they massacred tens of thousands of their own people. Like, these are evil chuckle fucks that would do anything in their power to destroy us whenever they gain the ability. So my position has been from day one and still is to this day, if you know that inevitably you're going to need to obliterate those motherfuckers, do it when they're weak as shit. Do it now when we're strong and they're fucking pathetic and gay. The leftist position, as I showed you earlier, is, well, yeah, we believe that they are developing nuclear weapons, but we have to wait for them to nuke us in order to respond. Do not fall for the psyop, all right? We were at war now for like 40 days with no boots on the ground, all right? This is a honestly monumental achievement, and we'll see where it goes. But don't let the dipshits and the retards psyop you, all right? Because this is massive. And, well, ultimately, I guess time will tell if Iran will keep its bridges and power plants. Don't fuck with the Donald.